Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya, if you're new, and my main thing is adult coloring. I have a coloring channel called Colored by Maya. I will leave it below in the description. But I started this channel to document and to make some videos about my mixed media, which is my other crafting hobby that I love to do. Mostly book arts and like journals and stuff like that. That's my main thing. But I do like some other mixed media things as well. So I decided to, in my coloring channel, I have a series that I do once a month usually called Maias Coloring Updates. So I decided to do another one on this channel for my mixed media projects. And I don't know if I'm going to call it Maias Mixed Media Updates or Maias Project Updates. I don't know, not sure, but we'll see. But so I prepared a bunch of clips of stuff that I'm working on. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. And hopefully you've subscribed to my channel because this is like a new channel that I'm trying to get up off the ground. We'll see. And let's get into the video. So my most exciting thing that I've been working on lately is this textile collage. Now I took a textile collage class. Well, I paid for a class about 2 years ago, I think it was. Maybe more now, I can't remember. And by the wonderful artist. On Instagram, she's called C. Sarah Stitch. I don't think she has a YouTube channel. I will check, and if she does, I'll link it. But so a lot of these is her techniques. However, the design of this is inspired by another channel that I recently found on YouTube called, I believe it's called Feather Stitch Studio. She did like a mushroom thing, and I was like, oh my God, I need to do that. I love it. I anyways wanted to do mushrooms for one of my first collages, but she gave some really nice tips there. So big shout out to her. She's a wonderful, wonderful, talented lady, and I love her channel. So I will link it below as well. But I'm working on that, and this is like a mushroom type of collage, and I am loving it. It is so much fun. And from C. Sarah Stitch, her class, I am working on a journal cover that instead of, I don't know if you remember, but I showed you guys this journal. Hold on, let me go back a little. My camera is very low. I showed you guys this journal a while ago that it's 3 signatures that I want to bind into one, and I thought I would cover it with this cover and like decorate it, and you know, this would be like the substrate. However, I have decided to change. I changed my mind, and I think I want a soft cover. So I am creating a soft cover for my journal. I think it's going to look really nice in here. So this isn't finished yet. It's a work in progress. But I would say if you have seen C. Sarah Stitch on Instagram, her class is amazing. She's like wonderful. So, and this is stitching that I did before I even found out about her, to be honest. This is just, I used to just stitch on like little pieces of fabric just so I could like put it in my journals, you know? So, anyway, so I'm working on a cover. That is something that I'm working on. So another thing that I am working on, and I will link the video below that inspired me. Her video kind of went viral, and it's a beautiful video, so I will link it. Basically, it's Autumn Moon Art, a mixed media channel. She was showing how she was working on a book. She actually used a classic book. I just used something from the Dollar Tree for my first project. And she kind of paints and splatters with watercolor. So I have started working on this project, and I did a couple of pages with watercolor and splattering, but I feel like I could do more. I feel like it needs a little more splattering, but I did leave it outside, and it did get wet from the sprinklers, and it has this beautiful water damage on it. So I hope you can see. And it already looks very damaged. It was completely new, but I am distressing it. Look how beautiful that is. Starting to look like an old book. So my plan is to continue and distress this a lot. And that's a project that I'm working on. It's really easy, you guys. If any of you feel like doing this, you can just take your granulating watercolors or your watercolors, paint each page, splatter, and let it dry. So you could just get a book from like the dollar store and do this. You know, it's not really hard. You can wet it, leave it outside, put a tea bag on it and spray it with water, leave it outside. Just do all kinds of crazy stuff to it and make it look old. It's a very fun, easy project, and then you can decorate it too. So that is something that I am working on. I have started saving my tea bags again. I drink tea, and for a long time I haven't been saving them, but now that I'm back to doing my mixed media crafts, I am saving them again. Basically, after you let your tea steep, before you put milk and sugar or whatever else you put in your tea, let it steep, put it outside on a dish, and let it dry. And then you can cut it, and once it's dry, all the tea will just go into the trash, and then you keep this part. So these are tea bags that I let dry, and I show you. I just have to cut it here. All the tea will go into the trash, and then I'm left with this. So I have started saving these again. My husband's like, oh my God, you're so weird. But these are like gold for mixed media. Another update is that I have set up, I used to set this up a long time ago, but I kind of neglected it. This is an old makeup bag, but I set up a slow stitching travel kit with fabrics and stuff and needles and scissors. So I have a bunch of threads and a bunch of fabrics. I'll show you what's in here. And I can just take this like when my kids are at the park playing or watching them. Or like at a class, and my kids were like at a swimming class. I took this out and was working on it. So basically I saw this really awesome, this is new. This kit I had set up a long time ago, and I used to do this slow stitch like fabrics, and this I would put on the spine of my journals. I was slow stitching like fabric like this and like this to put in my journals. But this is a new project that I've incorporated in here, and it's basically I made this felt book. I saw this on a really awesome channel called Night Owl Crafts. She has a little felt book where she does little collages and slow stitching with fabric and embroidery thread. And each page is like, you know, a new scene. So I really, really like that. I decided to create it, and I had some leftover felt from a project that I did for my kids. I made them like a play mat and like a little world. So this was from there. One day I'll find a picture and show it to you guys. But I started that, so that's really been fun, and I just take it with me in here. So that is an update. And this is just from my embroidery thread collection and my fabric collection. I just took snippets of all my fabrics and put it in here so that I could work on some stuff on the go. It's easier to do this on the go than coloring. So this has been really, really awesome. Okay, so the next few clips are of me making these really beautiful crinkled aged papers. And I saw a bunch of videos on YouTube of how to do this. And basically, the girl that I saw, I mean, there was a bunch of them, but basically the idea is that you have two like places that you're gonna dip your paper. One is in instant coffee, right, with water. And then you put in another tray, and you can put inks or whatever you have, like, you know, to add some color. Crinkle it up, put it on the side, let it dry, and then you iron it. So that is basically the technique. So I'm going to show you a little bit of my process for these beautiful papers, and I'm going to be using these in journals and projects in the future. So I'll show you my setup. I have my gloves, my sprays, the papers I'm going to use. Here, this is drying in the sun. I'll show you that later, but the papers I'm going to use: coffee, instant coffee. and I'm out here in my backyard. So I'm gonna get going and then I will show you some results. So here I am putting, this is the next day, my crumpled up papers in here, and I'm gonna iron them. They're dry. So these are papers that I had previously painted on and did some, so I did distress them like I showed you. A lot of them look like this. These I didn't want to crumple. I wanted to just distress them and keep them straight. But I do need to iron all of these out. And this is the book that I left here. The sprinklers kind of went on it, and it got a lot of water damage on it, which is actually perfect. So I'm letting it dry. Some of the pages I actually distressed, like this, but this I did not. The water damage did, so it's perfect. So I'm letting it dry in the sun, and it is looking very distressed and awesome. So here are my papers that I ironed. Let me try to show it from this angle. And here are some bits of paper that kind of tore up. And I'm going to show you here how I'm ironing the papers. So it's hard kind of to film with one hand, but they come crinkled like this from the bag. And then I open it up and iron it. So I watched a bunch of videos on how to make your own foam stamps. And a lot of them just were pretty similar. So I decided to get like this foam from Amazon and cut up a cardboard box, take out my glue gun, and make some foam stamps. Now these can be used on jelly plates, or you can put like paint on it and just stamp, anywhere. And they're pretty big. So I've seen them, all over like YouTube, and sometimes I go on Instagram and I see them there too. I'm not a big Instagram person. I spend more time on YouTube. But yeah, I decided to just film this little clip of me doing it. I thought I'd speed it up and do a voiceover. And I'm just cutting out shapes and making stamps. So I did like a Japanese sun, inspired by one of my other stamps, little stamp that I have. And these are just some scraps from cutting of the pebbles and other stamps. And I'm just putting them all on one place to create like an abstract kind of thing. Now I'm cutting a leaf stamp. So what I was able to come up with is these pebbles. I really like them. And these are all scraps that from my cutting. So I'm going to add more to make it like an abstract kind of stamp. Then I have this one, which I need to mount to a cardboard, but it's like a leaf, like a stem with leaves. And a sun, kind of inspired by the Japanese stamp that I have. But I also want to do like Mount Fuji. That would be really cool. Maybe with a sun next to it, we'll see. But that is what I created so far. So I haven't, in my next update, hopefully I will stamp them onto paper and show you guys how they came out. So that is all I have for you guys today. This is a small journal that I made a long time ago. It's not finished yet. I put little felt balls here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys are working on. And of course, I'm also in fodder school. I have some fodder school videos, and I'm really, really enjoying that. And it's really sparking my creativity, which is what I wanted it to do. So loving that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.